All right. We're back, and it's time for another of Dev's deck. First one of the season. This is his Izzet Counterburn. I know some of you guys might be looking forward to his Muldrotha. We're going to be playing the Sultai Muldrotha deck tomorrow night, so make sure you hit that like and subscribe button so you know that. Well, hit the like for this one. Let everybody know that you like the gameplay, and then of course hit the subscribe button so you know when I go live for the Muldrotha deck tomorrow. All right, guys, let's just jump straight into it. For those of you wanting to watch an actual deck tech on this video, there is a link. If you just hit the little information icon, it should be right up there if you're on YouTube on your phone. And then, of course, if you're on your TV, you'll have to pull up like the options, which is also where you're going to find that thumbs up button. You know, hit that thumbs up button. But if you find the little the little information icon, you'll find a link over to Dev's deck tech. If you check the link in the description box below, you're going to find a link, Dev's link to TCG Player. Just checking the link itself actually helps Dev out. He's the one that builds these decks. Give a lot of credit to Dev for that. So we're just gonna kind of jump into it. I'm gonna do a quick overview of the cards we have to work with. Then we're gonna jump into some gameplay and see if we can actually win some games with this deck. You know, try it out, see where it fits. It looks to be a very well constructed deck. I just don't know is its actual place in the meta. So it's going to be interesting to see that. And here we go, guys. So all in all, the deck is straightforward. We've got a ton of Izzet lands. We've got 4 Sulfur Falls and 4 Steam Vents. We've got Immortal to Genius to draw some additional cards. We got a couple Izzet Guild Gates for even more red-blue action. A few Field of Ruin because, you know, there's some Search for Escantas and things like that we need to be able to deal with and destroy. So, you know, I like the fact that we've got some Field of Ruins here, being able to destroy certain things that might be absolutely necessary. And then everything else is just made up of basics. Now, when we get into our spells, we've got a ton of instant speed spells. Pretty much this entire deck operates at your opponent's on your opponent's turn. We get to operate it at instant speed, and you'll notice there's just not a lot of ways to actually kill our opponent other than burning them out. So this may be a slow control burnout game of inevitability. We do need to avoid cards that are going to give our opponent lifelink. So we're going to be trying to counter those with Ionize and things like that. If they have like Wild Growth Walkers and stuff, we'll burn them with our Arrival Coils. Maybe we have to turn some of our Lightning Strikes and Shocks towards the opponent's face. But when we have our opportunity, we're going to try to, you know, dome them for 4 with risk factor. And if we don't dome them, then they're going to give us a bunch more of the same stuff in our hand so that we can control the game a little bit longer until we can finally get into, you know, that burn. Now we've got a couple copies of Search for Escanta to be able to draw additional cards. We can do the same thing with Chemister's Insight to be able to get some additional cards that way. And we can always like pitch a land or something late game when we don't need, you know, we don't need that land. We'll use that to, you know, recast in Chemister's Insight, or possibly even, you know, discard in Chemister's Insight to draw on with another Chemister's Insight. I don't know. I think you just want to cast it at that point, right? But risk factor, jumpstart there as well. So I mean, we've got a lot of options here. We've got Expansion Explosion, which is a really cool card for just doing more damage. I mean, I really just want to cast the explosion part of this with like a ton of mana on the battlefield, so that's going to be a lot of fun. But we could always just, you know, copy something like a risk factor or something like that with the first half, you know, after we get to 5 mana. So a lot of options here for us. Should be a lot of fun. I know a lot of you guys are just like Mr. Clay here in chat saying, you know, hey, I really wanted to see this one. A lot of people are trying to build Izzet right now, and personally, after some play testing, and I'm not just saying this because, you know, what I've seen and everything else, I don't think that Izzet is going to have what it takes to really be able to put up a good fight in the meta. I think it's going to need a third color, and it may actually just be in a bad spot until we get, you know, red-green spells, or, you know, the red-green lands and can go Teamer, or until we can get, you know, maybe we need to go Jeskai with this deck. Maybe it needs to go Teamer. Maybe it needs to go Grixis. I don't really know, but yeah. We do have a couple Ralzerics, so we can, look at the top 2 cards of our library, throw one in the graveyard, that sort of thing. Ral can actually, do a lot of work as far as, his -3 ability dealing damage to target creature equal to the number of instants and sorceries we both can have in our graveyard and in exile, so that works really well. And then, of course, if you get the emblem with Ral, every time that we cast an instant or sorcery, you're going to deal 4 damage to any target and draw 2 cards. So that's going to be absolutely awesome if we can manage to get it off. And then, of course, in the sideboard, we do have that big Niv Mizzet Perun that everyone's talking about. Really good card, and when we can get it to go off, it's going to be absolutely great. And then, of course, we've got some Disdainful Strokes against, the bigger matchups. Essence Scatter to be able to deal with, creatures and stuff, because we have a couple in the main board, Essence Scatters, but, be able to bring in an extra one against, like, the Golgari decks and stuff like that. And then, of course, Negate is just an absolute must. A couple more Lava Coils to be able to deal with Shala and stuff like that. We can't burn their face if we can't, if we can't kill the Shala, we can't burn their face. So this is 100% important against the Boros Angels decks and the Green-White Angels decks. And then, of course, Fiery Cannonade absolutely hoses the March of Multitude decks. You may have to cast it often, which is why Dev's got 4 copies here. And then, of course, Banefire. So, because who doesn't want to Banefire someone? All right, that's got to be my Nightbot meme for this season. Banefire. Who doesn't want to Banefire someone, right? I think I'll have to make that as the Nightbot meme for Banefire this season. So, Jay Huey, we're coming after you, dude. We want to... No, somebody else joined it. All right. Somebody else joined it. I hope they were trying to catch me. And stream sniping is a real thing, guys. It really is. Stupid Chrome froze. Darn it. Darn that Chrome. Hit the F5 button and refresh. Or you can just hold Alt, press F4, and just close it out and open it back up. That works too. You've been trying... Tier 1 Jank says he's been trying Jeskai, Grixis, and Esper on Arena. They're pretty close. So, I think Jeskai is where you really want to be right now with an Izzet deck. Just splashing white a little bit, maybe for Teferi, things like that. There's a great Jeskai control deck that's floating around, got a 5-0 finish. Also, if you check up here, you're going to find a link. The one below Dev is going to be my meta coverage. It was 44 decks. I tried to maintain, try to do that in under 2 hours. I'm thinking to come in at an hour and a half, so guys might want to skip around through that. After the first 9 decks, they are color coordinated. The first 9 decks there in that meta coverage has what? We've already won one. We're just that good, guys. We've already won. Whatever, opponent. The first 9 decks in that meta coverage are decks that are not listed on TCG Player, so there's a couple in there that are really good. There are some 5-0 Izzet decks in there, so if you guys want to check those out, definitely check those. I went over all of those. There is also the latest version of the Dimir control deck that's in there by Lagzilla. Same guy who put out a Dimir control deck the first week, or on the first, and he had a 5-0 there. He changed the deck up a little bit to prepare for the meta, and then he 5-0'd again. So that was pretty, that was back-to-back 5-0s from Lagzilla, so I think that there might be something there for the Dimir deck. A lot of times I don't like playing, or I don't like putting just a ton of, credit into the 5-0 decks, because you could just kind of force through a 5-0 with a deck if you just kept running it, things like that, and that does happen. Some people do just okay, I'm going to play 5 leagues with this, and there's a chance you might 5-0 one of those leagues, and so I don't put a ton of stock into 5-0s, but this is not a horrible hand. I'm going to keep it. We'll Steam Vents on 1. I don't think we shock ourselves just to be able to shock our opponent. I also don't think that we just go, unless we know it's a control deck, I don't think we go balls to the wall on shocking our opponent and just trying to get additional damage down. I think we're probably going to have to, kind of kind of slowly go through this. So, Jaya and Niv, great combo. Yes, you just dump 5 cards, draw 5 new ones, or dump 3 cards, draw 3 new ones, even when you don't have a spell to cast. And then when you do have a spell to cast, you're casting spells, drawing cards. Yeah, it seems good. Yeah, I think Jaya and Niv are pretty good. Sarkin and Niv Mizzet are absolutely terrific. Being able to play Niv Mizzet on turn 4 is absolutely wonderful. There's a couple of those decks that are in that meta coverage that I was telling you guys about. Now, these first 2 sets of meta coverage that I did were covering all of the 5-0 decks, and in the future, as we start getting some more like big league like big tournament results, I'm going to go more towards like covering the top 8 of those tournaments versus covering just all of the 5-0 decks. I think that like let's talk about what is currently in the top 8 and then how you might want to beat those. Now that doesn't mean that I won't cover any of the 5-0 decks. I may pull some of the 5-0 decks that I think fit really well into the meta and stuff, but I'm going to start covering all of the top 8 from all of the big events. We do have a GP and a SCG Classic, Standard Classic that are finishing up. Probably have already finished up by now, so I'll be working on the meta coverage for those videos tonight, and then you guys should see those some point tomorrow. So I'll be recording those, and we should have some fun with them. But Boros Knights aggro is a thing. The Boros Mentor deck that I like, the second deck on that, our opponent is already DC'd, guys. Our opponent already DC'd. This is not how I am starting this out. I'm just gonna go find another opponent. I'm just not gonna do it. Not gonna do it. You're not sure on the second place Grixis control list from SCG Standard Classic. Why is that? I have yet to even pull up the Standard Classic decks, but I've got to load all of those up tonight, and then we'll cover the top 8 from those. So this looks like a fine hand. I mean, we've got 1 counter spell. If we get another land, we can draw some cards. We can, if they don't do anything on turn 3, we'll risk factor and burn them for 4. And then I guess this is okay. We can go Steam Vents tapped. And then we can have Sulfur Falls next turn. So, you think the opponent is watching? His name is Dargaz. So, I assume the opponent's fairly new to Magic Online because Dargaz wasn't around very long ago. Wouldn't be prudent? What? What wouldn't be prudent? I missed some. Midnight Reaper. Good card. Whenever a non-token creature you control dies, Midnight Reaper does things. I think we still just want to counter other things other than Midnight Reaper. It's still a 3/2, but we can easily kill it with Ralzeric on turn 5, especially if we get a Syncopate off this turn, or the Risk Factor, and then Chemister's Insight the next turn. So I just want to be able to stop something fairly large. So we'll let him go ahead, punch in. And hopefully we can syncopate a good spell here. Yeah, that's syncopatable. That's syncopatable. Syncopate for 1. No, Veraska. Sorry. Okay, and we get a Lightning Strike here, so that's not bad. Unfortunately, you know what? Actually, I think I say no and we just Lightning Strike. I should have said yes and then we could like Lightning Strike, copy Lightning Strike. And that might have been the way to go. It might have been worth the 2 damage to do that. He's just going to end his turn, so I am going to go ahead and lightning strike the Reaper. Ionize. See, Ionize really makes me want to just like not take more damage and just kind of pass the turn here. And whatever he tries to play, then we'll just Ionize it. Hopefully we're not looking at like Carnage Tyrant. I mean, if he goes land Carnage Tyrant, which doesn't look like he has, otherwise he would pay 2 life for a Carnage Tyrant. He's just going to keep passing the turn back. I think I pass one more time. And then, because we can Ionize and Risk Factor. Wow, the opponent has like a ton of reactive cards maybe. Let's Risk Factor here. Let's cancel. I'm going to go Risk Factor, and I'm holding Control so that I can cast Expansion. We'll pay for the expansion, copying the Risk Factor. So now he takes 8. Yep, we're going to target him. So just take 8, opponent. We kind of figured that's what you're going to do, not let us draw a million cards. Yep, take 8. That's a pretty good burn. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. If we get Ralzeric, like if Ralzeric goes off here and we get another land, we'll be able to play that land and still be able to counter. Otherwise, we're about to go shields down here, and I really don't like shields down. With 6 mana, we can keep Chemister's Insight and Essence Scatter up. I could also just main phase the Chemister's Insight, and if we hit a land, we can then like have Ionize up. But even if we don't hit a land, we can keep Essence Scatter up. So I think that I'm willing to just main phase this Chemister's Insight here and draw 2 cards. This way, bam, we hit a land and another Ionize. So that allows us to keep up both Ionize and Essence Scatter. So we have even more answers. I think that's the better route right there. To just, kind of go for that land. Because, I mean, we had backup if it didn't work. So I think that the risk on that was, fairly minimum. Hey, Duragaz is playing Duragaz. I'm going to Ionize it. Just to get a little bit of value here out of the Ionize. A little extra damage. He got a Land of War Elf, so, that's cool. Okay, Sulphur Falls is great because that allows us to, like, play and leave up, play our Ralzeric and leave up counter spells. So, let's go ahead and... I don't think we're worried about him having a Land of War Elf. So I'm just going to uptick. And we'll go... We'll take the land and throw the Chemister's Insight in the grave. I mean, because the land can technically be a Chemister's Insight if we need it to be, so... We'll be alright. Like, I just want to keep hitting land so that I can have, like, this really big explosion when we draw that. Because there are 4 explosions in here. Our opponent's going to scoop here out of, like, just being pissed off. Yeah, I mean, that's going to make our opponent really, really happy right there. Doomed is center. Okay, that's perfectly fine as a follow-up. Let's go ahead and look for some more cards. Shock is great. So I'm actually just going to take the shock. And then I think I play one of these lands, and then we just pass. I think I just take a land and pass. So we'll see what the opponent has, and we're probably looking at just like going risk factor. I mean, he's attacking Ralzeric. That's 100% fine. There's another Lana War Elf. Okay, yeah, none of that's scary. So let's go risk factor. Discard Mountain. He takes it. Okay. Let's go Chemister's Insight. Discard Essence Scatter. Shock. Shock. Alright. That was a good game, right? Huh. There we go. Excellent. Yes. There we go. There we go. Alright, next game here. The opponent does look like he's got a lot of mana dorks, things like that. We might be able to get away with like some fire cannonades or something like that. It also looks like the opponent is really looking to, to play some big dragons, get some big things off. So I don't want to back down on any of my counter spells. I actually want to increase on an Essence Scatter. So I'm going to be bringing in an extra Essence Scatter. I think Disdainful Stroke is going to be really good in this matchup. And then I think I'm actually just going to back off some of the Lightning Strikes. I'm going to keep Shock because what I expect to be burning is going to be Mana Dorks and things like that. So I'm going to keep the Shocks. And I'm going to back off Lava Coil because I didn't see anything. Let's keep Lightning Strike over the Lava Coils because I don't think there's going to be a whole lot that I can burn with Lava Coil. We may change that, and we may have a different opinion in Game 3. We could bring in, like, take out one expansion Explosion and bring in a Banefire, maybe for a finisher. Yeah, I like that. Let's do that. Izzet is probably the only build risk factor may work in. Maybe. I also don't necessarily know if like it really is a 4-of or not either. So I'll keep this hand. This hand looks perfectly okay. We can start with a Guild Gate. We can follow up with, something. Yeah. Let's start with a Guild Gate, follow up with a basic, and then we'll have Lightning Strike or Syncopate available for his turn 3. I'm not 100% worried about it as like Doom Dissenter or something on turn 2. No Doom Dissenter. Okay. So yeah, we're looking to be in a pretty good spot here for his turn 3, if he does anything. So Happy Songs on. Yeah. Nothing by the opponent. Okay. I am in no hurry here, opponent. You like 2 squeeze in this deck? Why squee? He likes squee. I think Syncopate's bad. I think I just let him have squee and we just burn it. Yeah, just burn it. Like, alright, so if you want to like cast squee again, then so be it. Now we're looking at Chemister's Insight. If we keep drawing lands, we can Chemister's Insight yet again. Wow. He paid the life for that. He's got a 5-drop here. He needs all the mana. Okay, Squee. There's the Doom Dissenter. I don't really want to deal with the Doom Dissenter. But that's 3 a turn, and I think we can pick. Like, I think we can recover from 3 a turn, but we may not be able to because, like, if we do kill it, we have to deal with another creature, and since we are trying to 1-for-1, I like even the smallest thing. I don't think I can afford to do anything about it here. I'm gonna go ahead. I'm gonna burn Squee just to make the use out of my mana. So now we're 100% looking at Chemist's Insight. Risk Factor is a great burn spell and a great late game card draw unless opponent will take the damage like a complete madman. I think that's how you're supposed to beat it, is like a madman. You just take the damage. Okay, he's spent quite a few turns just casting Squee, and we've spent a lot of cards dealing with Squee, so time to Chemist's Insight. There's no way to deal with Squee. If he's there, he's there. So we're going to have to just start taking some damage off of Squee. Alright, so if I just play Field of Ruin here, that'll leave up Chemist's Insight and a Syncopate for 1. So if he goes like land, what Duragaz is what, 6? Something like that. So if he goes like land, Duragaz, we should be okay. Yep, you got a Squee. So we do have to out-tempo Squee here on the burn side of things, which should be doable. Grow from the ashes. Absolutely, sir. You ramp. You are more than welcome to ramp. So now I'm just going to flashback Chemist's Insight. And I'm going to do that by getting rid of an island. We'll draw 2 cards. Ooh, do you have Assassin's Trophy? He's going to Assassin's Trophy, which is great. He's doing it before my Chemist's Insight, so he's going to thin my deck for me, which is terrific. I'm okay with that. We'll just get a mountain. Lightning Strike, Syncopate. Okay. Steam Vents. We just play that tapped and pass. So we are a little bit behind on the Squee action here. But I think we've got good answers for just about anything the opponent wants to do, so we'll see. We do just have to keep taking a beating from Squee. Sure. Come on, we need to draw something. Something not a Steam Vents. And the opponent seems to be totally okay with just casting Squee every turn. No way to stop that. I think we can Lightning Strike it here. That buys us quite a few turns. Another Ionize. Let's just play land, pass. I mean, if he goes to Squee, we could Ionize it just to do some damage. He can't double cast it because he doesn't have the red. He's already played his land for the turn. So if he wants to just like, okay, I'm just going to cast Squee again, I'm just going to cast Squee again, that sort of thing, then... hey, there's something to counter. So we will counter it. Now I assume he casts Squee? No, just another one. Alright. I'm going to Syncopate this and get good value out of Syncopate. So we'll just Syncopate for 2. It's more than enough, and that leaves up Ionize. Essence Scatter. I think I'm going to hang on to this Izzet Guildgate just to give me some more fodder for jumpstart spells later. Golgari Queen. Alright, well, that buys one. Seems like Squee would be really good in a Jund deck like this. Like, you can sack him to her and things like that, so... yeah, that's a Squee. He's back. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. We're gonna die to this Squee, guys. The Squee is going to do horrible things. We really need... I should have brought in Niv Mizzet as another, like, win con. Sure. I have no way to just attack you, opponent, so that Thematic Compass is not going to do a lot. Yeah. So he'll flip his Compass. That's fine. Like, oh, there we go. Now we can actually race Squee. We actually have enough to, like, we can burn him for 8 right here and put him at 6, which isn't bad. I mean, we'll be 2 turns ahead of Squee. Lightning Strike. Okay. That's scary. The opponent's just going to finish us here. So we risk factor. He let us draw. Okay. We'll risk factor again. He's letting us draw. Wow, the opponent's like, just draw him. I don't care. Draw all you want. I'm gonna pitch the Guildgate. So, I mean, sure. I mean, if he wants to let us draw cards like that, then that's fine. We do need to deal with some of the things that are on the battlefield, so I'm going to play the Sulphur Falls. Then we're going to go search for Escanta. Now we're looking at just passing the turn, throw away... Throw away land. And then, end of turn, I'm going to burn him for as much as possible. So if he can't kill me, like, right now... What could he... That's a Banefire for 9. That cannot be countered. Cancel. So, yeah, we're just dead to the Banefire. There's no way around that. I shouldn't even do this. I shouldn't even show him anything. So I'm just going to cancel, and we'll go to the next game. This is why Banefire is better than Escapable Blaze? Yes. Yes. Yeah, can't copy more than 4 converted mana cost. I did realize that after I tried it. So, yeah, I had to... You might have noticed me look at it and go, It was a good game, opponent. Good game. Squee! Damn you, Squee. Damn you. The opponent at one point just said, fine, draw all you want. I don't care. Yeah. Ral for Niz. I think I leave in Ral and Niv as win cons, and I think I just like take out an Essence Scatter, and then just kind of go from there. How'd you cast it? On the stack, it has a converted mana cost of like 7. How'd you copy it? I mean, no. So I couldn't copy his Banefire because it has a converted mana cost more than 4. That spell only lets you cast copy spells with converted mana cost 4 or less. Yes, I think Niv is our answer to Squee, and that's why I brought Niv in. Pardon me, gentlemen. You guys will figure it out. Yeah, maybe double cast. Maybe double cast was a way to do it. So, we'll go Islin here. Ooh, Sulphur Falls, that works. I hate these guild gates. Some of you are mad at me, but like we wouldn't have been able to have an untapped source. I mean, we would have been able to keep up Lightning Strike, but no way would we have gotten into an Ooh, yeah, I want to counter that. Do I want to counter that, or do I want to just kill that? We'll kill that. It doesn't have an enter the battlefield. So we'll just kill it. Kill it dead. I mean, he does get to replace it, though, which is horrible. So we'll go Field of Ruin, and then if he wants to, like, Assassin's Trophy our Field of Ruin, that's fine. Hopefully he doesn't have a good play for this turn, and then we can get away with the Chemist's Insight. Nope, looks like he's got a play. I am not worried about Thematic Compass. Even if it keeps Niv Mizzet from ever attacking, we really can't deal with this Doom Dissenter. I don't know, maybe we can live with the Doom Dissenter as a 1/1 and we just never kill it. I think I'm gonna allow the Doom Dissenter, which is horrible. And just go ahead and Chemist's Insight. Okay, that works. More steam vents. Yeah, we'll play the steam vents. This takes 5 mana plus it, so we need to have 6 mana total before we can even think about cracking the Memorial. I'm gonna go ahead and get rid of this guild gate with well, draw more land off the top. Seems like a thing. Okay, so now we're untapped, and we can double risk factor. Alright, so search your library again. I mean, he's thinning his deck. So. Steven, what's up? How you doing? Nice risk factor. Shining Shing Nova? What? Oh, man. Gotta stop that Midnight Reaper. Card's a thing. So he swings at us. I think I just risk factor here. don't think he lets me draw right now. Right? Yeah, I didn't think so. So that'll help us keep tempo a little bit. I mean, we can just Sulphur Falls. I think we just cast Explosion this turn. I mean, we can draw 3 cards. Does draw 3 sound good, though? I mean, we could always risk factor burn for 4. But if we draw 3, we're going to deal 3. And then next turn, so that'll put him at 10. Then next turn, we burn for, with Banefire for 1,000,000. Okay. So we'll Banefire for almost lethal? Would it be better to cast the risk factor first for 4 points of damage and then just Banefire next turn, or wait one more turn on the Banefire? I kind of think I want a risk factor here for the extra point of damage. No, I don't think copying it is the right way to go. Maybe? I mean, if he does just take the damage, maybe copying it is the right way to go. Alright, so if we copy it, we're either going to draw some cards, we're going to draw 3 cards, which is what we would get out of this main value anyway, or we're going to get 4 points of damage. And if we get 8 points of damage, then he's just dead to Banefire. I think you're right. I think copying it is the way to go. Alright, so let's hold control down before we ever click it. Click him. Choose target opponent. Pay the mana. Discard Mountain. Put the ability on the stack. Cast Expansion targeting targeting risk factor. So now he can let us draw a bunch of cards. Yes, same targets. Or he can just take a ton of damage. He took the damage. He took the damage, and that's game. That's game. Okay, so we need a Banefire for 6. Yep, you guys were right. That was the line to take. We'll just do it for 7. Just a little bit of overkill, because that's a thing, right? Because who doesn't want to Banefire someone? Thanks, opponent. Thank you, opponent. It was terrific. Thanks for coming out. Yeah, that was sweet. That was sweet. All right. Yeah, the risk factor copied is pretty sweet. Yeah. The madman did it. Like a madman. I don't think we can keep this hand, guys. I would love to keep it if we had one more land and could get this search for Escanta out. But I just don't think we can keep this current. Oh, no. It gets... we at least have a scry, so that's like having 7 cards. Dang. Alright, I'm going to keep... We'll scry this to the bottom. And this may just turn out bad. I just don't think that we can ever win a 1-for-1 race against any deck, much less mono red without hitting, without having at least 5 or 6 cards in our opening hand. So, you're ready for Simic to get the spotlight next set. Simic seems great. Like I would love Simic, man. Excuse me. I would love for Simic to be able to do some great things, but I haven't had much luck with Merfolk lately, and I was the person who was really like, Merfolk is going to be great. There's this card, Ritual of Soot, and that card just doesn't care about merfolk at all. Does he have another shot? Okay. Well, that is definitely enough to... Ooh, ooh, whoa, 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 whoa. Undo. So check this out. We would take 3 points of damage, another point of damage from here. So syncopating this doesn't even put it in the yard to turn these guys on, and we don't take the 3 points of damage. So I think syncopate for 1 here is the way to go. I almost missed that, but syncopate for 1 saves us a ton of damage. I was just going to kill one of these, but I think this is the better play. So now it doesn't go to the yard, it don't become, 2/2s, so we only take 2 points of damage over that. I think that was 100% the better play. And now we can keep up an Essence Scatter for this Virshino Pyromancer. He's going to try to slip down on us, and then go from there. Now if he has a burn, though, like, I may... Yeah, that syncopate might have saved us so much damage over the long, like the course of the game. All right, so there's another Wizard's Lightning. All right, so in response to the Wizard's Lightning, I will go ahead and burn one of these. So we are going to take the damage here now. We'll just play another Guild Gate. Now we can Ionize or Essence Scatter. And then if we do continue to hit land, we can get into Ralzeric. Ralzeric can burn this, get to Lava Runner. So that's a thing. Runaway Steamkin. I'm going to go ahead and take this chance to Essence Scatter. There's the land. We'll cast Ralzeric. He's got 2 cards left in hand. I'm going to go ahead and burn. And we're going to see, like, if he can burn our Ralzeric, then fine. He may not be able to. Legion Warboss. So Ralzeric will get hit for 1 here. And then we can kill the Legion Warboss. Let's look at the top card. Ooh, perfect. So we're gonna take Ralzeric. I'm gonna play land, and we'll kill the Legion Warboss before combat on his turn. I want to just like put everything where we want to be the card. Yeah, I'm just gonna put absolutely everything into this, just to get more cards. Like, I mean, we can only do it for 2 anyway. So, but we will draw 2 cards, and we'll burn 2. We'll burn the Warboss for 2. Have risk factor deal the damage to us. I guess we say yes. Like a madman, right? I mean, if that would have taken us to 3, I don't think we could have done it. We would have just had to let him draw the cards. So, yeah, we're the madman now. So, bye to the Warboss. Okay. He may just decide to punch us, which could be bad. Could be very bad. We do have to counter whatever he tries to burn us with, though. At us. Straight up at us. The opponent does not care. He's got 2 cards left in his hand. He's going to be able to draw more with the risk factor. Alright, so let's have Ralzeric look at the top card. Chemist's Insight or Expansion Explosion. I think I take the expansion. We'll play land and pass. Alright, so here we're looking at when he goes to burn us, we copy it. Like, we can do that, right? Yeah, it doesn't have to be a spell we control. We copy it, burn his goblin. Or we copy his risk factor. So he goes risk factor, he wants to draw cards. We copy it and counter it. Have to take the damage here. This is bad. This puts us in shock range. Ooh, against red deck. It's so scary. It's so scary. Oh. Ral will be the next Chandra. You're probably right. You are probably right. 1, 2, 3. So we could actually do nothing with this. If we Chemist's Insight, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. We're dead to burn. So yeah, I can't tap out. Alright, so we go. Yeah, we can shock this dude and still be able to counter. So we'll look at the top card here with Ralzeric. Like, we have the play right now so that if we go to counter and then he burns with a second burn spell to respond to that counter, we can copy the counter on the stack. So, I don't know. I think Ral's fine. I think Ral sits somewhere between Chandra and Teferi. I don't think that he's bad by any means. So, okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So that means we can search Rescanta, counter something, and copy something. All right, we'll search for Rescanta. We can ionize, shock, and counter, and copy. So here we go. So here's the risk factor. Oh, it's a Wizard's Lightning. Okay. Oh, I have to counter it. So we ionize it. If he's got another burn, we're just dead now. We're just dead to any burn now. Tybalt makes surprise return in Rakdos. Oh my goodness. Tybalt. They better print him, like, do some serious printing for Tybalt. Alright, so I'm gonna go ahead and kill the goblin. And there's the lightning strike. There's the lightning strike. Okay, well, you got us, opponent. We'll move into the sideboard. Teferi phases out Bolus. Maybe. Fiery Cannonade, I think, is really, really good against this deck. I think it's possibly better than Lightning Strike. Also, I think most of the deck dies to shock, so I'd rather keep the cheaper card in. I'm not 100% on wanting to get rid of all the lightning strikes. I think syncopate's bad too, so maybe I keep lightning strike and negate might be good. So maybe pull off of lava coil and bring in a couple negates and just go that route. Yeah, just plenty of removal. Probably get some snares. Okay, well, we've got strikes, we've got Chemist's Insight, and a bunch of land. It's probably not a good hand. I really don't want to mulligan, but this is probably not enough to deal with burn. But we might draw some things. I'm actually going to keep it. I don't want to risk not having the land. So, let's go Mountain Pass. This way we can play Sulphur Falls on 2, and then go from there. You always just read the spark notes of the story. You read all the Kamigawa books from the Fat Box, though. We'll just play Sulphur Falls and pass. Just hitting more lands is not necessarily helping. Another Get to Lava Runner. I think we kill one of these. I mean, he might just like Wizard's Lightning me or something, but we'll play another Sulphur Falls. And I think we pass. I mean, he might have Wizard's Lightning here. Looks like he's got Wizard's Lightning. Okay. Well then, not killing this, like, we could kill this and turn off his Wizards. It's not like we have a counter spell anyway. So, other than just trying to bluff him, I don't think we're going to be doing anything better than removing his Wizards. I mean, that means any Wizard's Lightning that might be in hand now costs full, like, 3 mana. So, now we can get into Chemist's Insight, which will be great because we can flash that back, get rid of some of these additional lands. And while you activate it, you still need 2 burn spells. Oh, there's a risk factor. Yep. He dealt a bunch of damage to us. So we're gonna Chemist's Insight here. He risk factors again. We have to take the damage yet again. We get risk factor and more land. Okay, opponent. So I think I want to dump land this turn. So yeah, I'm just gonna Chemist's Insight. I'll draw something else for sure. Here comes more burn, right? Yeah, he's just gonna burn us out. This is gonna get brutal. Okay, so we can go 8 damage. I mean, I assume he just takes it all, though. So we go to burn him. I assume he burns us. Field of Ruin is useless against mono red, so again, he takes the damage. Maybe I should have played the Steam Vents. I think we double Chemister's Insight this turn, though. Oh, what is this? Yeah, I mean, that happens. Now he's got all the action in the world. This is Experimental Frenzy. For those of you that do not know, Experimental Frenzy has been absolutely wonderful in the big tournaments this weekend. People are casting 4 and 5 spells per turn off of this, and it's absolutely wonderful. It's a 4-mana enchantment. You look at the top card of your library at any time. You may play the top card of your library, and it says play, not cast, so you can play a land, but it also says you can't play cards from your hand. So every turn you're going to put another card in your hand, and you basically play all the spells between lands. So if your deck is land, you play that land, put it on the battlefield, and then you play every spell down to the next land that turn, and move on and on and on. And you basically just draw a land on your turn, and then if you do have the mana to play through all of the spells, you'll draw nothing but land, and you can just kind of keep living off of this. So it's a really, really cool spell. Like the enchantment's absolutely wonderful, and apparently it seems to be the real deal. Jank, from what I understand, dude, you can't say that word. Jan, from what I've seen, it's the real deal. Like the Experimental Frenzy is awesome. So I'm going to Chemister's Insight. I'm going to copy Chemister's Insight. So we can draw a ton of cards. I don't think drawing a ton of cards is really going to help us, though. Negate will be nice. Risk factor. Might as well play the Guild Gate. Yeah, I mean, this seems fine. I mean, worst case scenario, we can Chemister's Insight and Risk Factor, but we need him to just have. Sure, dude. Alright, so we're at 4 here. If it's. Yeah, that's fine too. I think we use this turn to draw a bunch, and then we can just clean up everything next turn with the. I mean, he's got Arclight Phoenixes and things like that. So I'm gonna go Risk Factor. Oh, he let us draw them. In that case, I am just going to Risk Factor again. Getting rid of a land. And then we can always just double Fiery Cannonade next turn. To actually tuck the damage on that one. Alright, I hope he just doesn't find double burn. Okay, so we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Steamkin, okay. Plays the land. Plays another Steamkin, we can allow that. Absolutely. Let him get into combat. And now we will fire a cannonade. Fire a cannonade. Okay, we can play the Sulphur Falls. And we can flashback Chemister's Insight this turn. Like that helped us deal with a lot of answers, right? Like a lot of creatures. So we're just worried about how it comes off the top of his deck. Risk factor. Nope. You can draw him, opponent. So if you want to go ahead and pay the 4 to crack this and destroy it, then that's fine. Get to Lava Runner. That's okay. We'll Lightning Strike the Lava Runner. So what I'm really looking for here is Banefire or Explosion or something like that. Yeah. Alright, so we're going to go for Chemister's Insight. And I'll get rid of the Steam Vents, considering I'm probably never going to pay life for that to come in. There's a risk factor. Let's go ahead and fire off the risk factor. Like him getting, I don't think he like Madman's his way down to 4 there. I will cast at him. He's got 8 cards in hand. He needs to discard something. Okay, so now we've got a lot of options available. I think we just play Ralzeric, play a land, and now... Oh, wow, I didn't uptick Ralzeric. I accidentally clicked the wrong button and it went all the way to end phase. We're going to say okay, and I'm going to say no, so he draws all the cards. He's got 9 cards in hand. I assume he spends 4 mana on, Experimental Frenzy to pop it. We'll go negate and ionize on whatever he tries to cast. Yeah, I should have upticked Ralzeric, but I don't know if it's really going to matter. It might. Alright, so he destroys Experimental Frenzy. Plays a land. Plays Viashino Pyromancer. Alright, so I am going to ionize that. Like, staying above Lightning Strike range seems really good. I mean, he's at 4. We're to the point now where we can Lightning Strike him. He's got 8 cards in hand, though, is the thing. I don't think I tap out here. Alright, so let's use Ralzeric. I want the Ionize. Okay. We might have the win here, guys. We'll pass. Now we've got plenty of mana. He taps out. We Ionize. You madman. You madman. And we burn him. And that's game! Woo! Counterburn! Counterburn. Can we do it again? Oh my goodness! Woo! Alright, 100% I want Niv in here. Like, this deck's going to grind it out for a long time. Yeah. Counter target spell? What do you mean it doesn't need a target? Like, you can't put this on the stack with nothing on the stack. Like, you can't just cast Ionize. Yeah. Think we want the Banefire? Maybe we don't want Banefire and we just want the expansion Explosions. Search for his Kanta might be a little slow. I think it is. I probably want the other Essence Scatter. Maybe over a single risk factor. Yeah. This the second one will burn. Well, you can't put the first one on the stack and then copy it to counter the first one. Like, you got to have a target to put it on the stack. So, I guess we just turn 1 Sulfur Falls. I mean, he's going to be on the play turn 1, so like it's going to be like turn 2 before we can do anything. But Shock seems great. So, oh wow, no creature from the opponent. Well, in that case, I'm just going to Izzet Guildgate turn 1, and this leaves us live drawing, island or mountain to be able to get the Sulfur Falls online. And either way, we'll have the Shock online next turn. So, yeah, Shock should be able to deal with most things. And then we'll just try to work our way on up to Ral Zarek. If we could get Ral Zarek on the battlefield and actually like start doing things with Ral Zarek, that would be amazing. Come on, land. Alright, well that's not a land, but we are online as far as most of our spells go. Wizard's Lightning. I'm just going to take the Wizard's Lightning. I mean, if he's paying full price for the Wizard's Lightning, then that's fine. And then we'll go for the risk factor here. He may just be like, draw cards. I don't care, dude. Draw cards. We'll see. He may just cast his own. Alright, so he's definitely just going to try to burn us out here. He takes the damage, though. Okay. Well, I'm just going to pass. Another lightning strike by the opponent. Wow. I think that we have to still just keep taking the bolts to the face and stop any creature. Like, a creature would be absolutely devastating. So maybe we do try to catch up on burn a little bit, though. Like, so we could burn him for 4 here. Or we could just pass. There we go. We hit a land. Is this risk factor? Yeah, I'm going to take the 4. Like, I'm being the madman now. Lightning Mare's fine. I will shock Lightning Mare. Steam Vents. We'll say no. This game's about to get really, really risky. I think at some point here we may have to turn. Alright, so he threw away land. I'm going to ionize it. And then we can shock a Get to Lava Runner or something. Ouch! Arc like Phoenix with the haste. That seems like a thing. Arclight Phoenix. I'm gonna pass. And then on his turn, I'm gonna try to copy Risk Factor. We're gonna see what happens. He's got one card in hand. We don't know what it is, but all right, here we go. Risk Factor. Remember, you got to hold control if you want to copy. And then we will make a copy of it and see what happens. Yep, same target. Here we go. He takes it. He lets us draw. That's pretty sweet. So now we can ionize, lightning strike. We are more likely to be able to burn him out than he will be able to burn us out. So we might have this game, guys. Alright, so I'm going to cast Risk Factor from the graveyard. And I'm going to throw away Essence Scatter. I'm going to Lightning Strike, Lightning Strike. And we burned him. Burned him out. Woo! Alright. That's what I'm talking about. Woo! Got there. Now that's how you counterburn, right? That's how you counterburn. That was good. That was good. Wow. So what do you guys think? What do you think of Dev's Izzet Counterburn deck? I think it needs mainboard Nicol Bolas. Other than that, I kind of like it. I think you could probably like shave one Expansion Explosion, probably shave one Chemister's Insight, and get like another creature in here. I really think that it needs one or two creatures in the deck. Just that do something. Maybe Crackling Drake or something like that. Just, you know, I put this down, it puts a roadblock on things. Other than that, man, I really like the deck. I think the deck was a lot of fun, and yeah. Yes, I definitely think that Counterburn and the Izzet decks are going to set around Tier 2. I think they're going to set around Tier 2. You might see them spike from time to time. We might see a Tier 1.5 version, something like that. I just don't think that they're 100% going to be, you know, that Tier 1, hey, this is in every top 8, that, you know, for this entire season. Like, there's going to be a version of this in every top 8. Probably not. But, like, as far as seeing them pop up in top 8s or seeing them pop up on the, you know, 5-0 undefeated list and things like that from time to time, then yeah, that's probably going to be likely. But yeah, a lot of people are talking about, you know, it needs Detection Tower, things like that. You're probably right. I think it needs white mana. I think with some white mana, you're going to have a lot more action out of the Izzet decks. Then again, you're not Izzet, you all of a sudden become Jeskai, or if you go Grixis or Teamer or something like that. But all in all, I like the feel of the deck. I like the tempo of the deck. I just don't like the fact that it's so illy placed. I think there just needs to be some really good 2-mana like Izzet creatures that have healthy bodies and things like that. I do think that Murmuring Mystic would be phenomenal in this deck. I think you could probably like drop. I think you could probably drop like a Chemister's Insight and an Expansion Explosion, and put in. I don't have any, but put in Murmuring Mystics. Yeah, I think this card. Murmuring Mystic. Whenever you cast an instant or sorcery, create a 1/1 blue illusion creature token with flying. I think it would be actually really, really good in this deck, probably in the sideboard or even in the main board. Just so that, you know, okay, now that I've gotten this down, now we can just kind of go from there. I know that you're kind of blanking a lot of the removal by not having creatures in the deck. And, you know, that's why Murmuring Mystic may need to go in the sideboard or something, but I definitely think there's probably room in these decks for Murmuring Mystic. I think the card's absolutely phenomenal, and it gets around a lot of burn. A lot of people are using Justice Strike and things like that. Justice Strike will not kill it. Lightning Strike won't kill it. So yeah, it seems to be pretty good. Murmuring Mystic seems to be the real deal. So other than that, I think that's like my only advice for the deck. I like the deck. I think that you got enough jumpstart capabilities that you don't have to worry about the Izzet Guildgate and stuff like that. So the mana base is probably just fine. All in all, deck seems real straightforward. Like, it's really good. We were able to burn some people out. Risk Factor was able to do its job, things like that. So yeah, it looks sweet. What do we got coming up tomorrow? Look out for meta coverage. We're going to be doing meta coverage on the top 8 decks that that come out of SCG Standard Classic. I will be covering doing another video for the top 8 of the other major event from the GP. So we'll be doing the top 8 there. I think that one's team constructed though. So again, like the 5-0 decks, I mean, these are decks that the pros took, and they must have done fairly well with them. But then again, it could have been the Legacy and the Modern deck that carried that deck all the way to the top 8. So I don't really know how I want to like put stock or emphasis into it. So yeah. Right. If you guys do want to add some songs to the song list, you guys can do that. Looks like Rocker is going to post something over on the Reddit. If you guys want to go to OC Remix, anything that you find there, I'm willing to play here on YouTube Gaming, because, you know, it is completely free to use music. So you guys might want to use it for some of your streaming or some of your projects or something. But OC Remix is free to use for you know, projects and things like that. So we can have some fun with that. If you guys want to, you know, add some music to the music roster, then you can do that, to the playlist. By all means, go over there and check out Rocker's post that I assume he'll put up at some point here. And then if you guys want to play this deck or any of the other decks from Deb's decks, he's always putting out new decks. If you guys want to play any of those, you can you know, rent the cards for them. If you don't have the cards, you can, you know, if you don't want to buy all the decks, you can always rent them, whether in paper or in or on MTGO. You guys can do that with manatraders. If you do sign up, Sideboard MTG White is this month's coupon, so it'll save you 15% on your first 3 months. And then if you guys want to help the channel, you can do the Patreon thing. The link's in the description box. Everybody knows how Patreon works. And then if you guys want to do some shopping on Amazon, we've got a link for that. What other way are we trying to make money off this stream? Oh, if you guys want a deck played, you can do a donation bonus. You can do a donation. If you donate, you'll not only take over the stream boss there and have your name in the stream, but if you donate $20 or more, I will do a deck tech and a gameplay of your deck. And then, of course, if you do $50 or more, I will actually play it in a full league. So if you guys want to see that, you can do that. All right, that's it, man. I've done all of my shilling, all of my selfless pitches or shameless pitches. Yeah, shills are done. Did you guys have fun? I had fun with this deck. This deck was pretty sweet. I actually had a lot of fun with it. Star-Lord, the deck was good, man. The deck was a lot of fun. I'm looking forward to the Sultai deck tomorrow night. Deb put out a Sultai deck tech today, and we're going to be running that tomorrow. We got the meta coverage and everything, like I said. Man, it was a lot of fun. It was stressful going, okay, do I allow this 1/1 to hit the battlefield? And how many times will this 1/1 beat me in the face before I can, like, catch up on damage? Will our opponent make the right decision, or will they make the wrong decision? What is the right decision? Oh my god, do they let us draw 3 cards? Do they just take the 4? It was good. It was good. I had a lot of fun. So, Dev, if you're watching, thank you very much for everything you do. Don't forget to check out his deck tech. It's right up here. And if you guys come back tomorrow, we'll be playing some more Dev's deck. Whew! That's it. That's it. I had fun. I had a lot of fun. Thanks, guys. Thanks for coming out. I hope you had fun. We'll see you next time. Crank the music and let it roll, right?